Moving on to some more MAGA folks here. Texas governor calls for arrests of Democratic state senators. Here we are. Here we are. Okay. Um, just going to give you kind of the talking points. I'm going to share this from CNN because I'm sure you might know about this story already because this is every headline. But from CNN again, the Texas House Speaker said he signed civil arrest warrants for Democrats who did not show up to the special session that they held. Okay. So the civil arrest warrants are already signed. Dozens of Democrats fled the state in a bid to block the Republican effort to redraw congressional districts in the GOP's favor. And officials are warning that they could face consequences. Okay, so and I think some of this stuff was from yesterday that was posted. All right. The Texas House is set to convene again tomorrow afternoon after it didn't reach quorum earlier today. So this would have been posted yesterday. Okay. So they should be convening this afternoon. All right. Here's a quick recap. The Texas Constitution requires 2/3 of the state house present to conduct legislative business. So without dozens of Democrats, there could not be a vote on the new map. Republicans face a narrow margin in the U.S. House, and the new map would eliminate 5 Democratic seats ahead of the midterms. The effort to redraw the district lines was pushed by President Donald Trump. So this is sometimes when, gerrymandering takes place, they try to hide it, they try to justify it, they try to, something like that. In this instance, they're not trying to do that. Everyone knows that this is so that Republicans get more seats. So it is not a takeover in practice. It is kind of now a takeover in name, like a full-throated. It's a scary thing to witness. All right, let's keep reading. Threats from the governor. Greg Abbott has ordered the state's Department of Public Safety to arrest the Democrats and Texas Rangers to investigate those who fled out of state. Earlier, Abbott warned that Democrats who left Texas could have to forfeit their seats in the legislature and potentially face bribery charges if they accept donations to help pay the $500 fine for each day they miss. Okay? So this guy I don't think that he views these people as Texans anymore, duly elected Texans by Texans. He just views them as his opposition, his enemies is the way he's approaching. It's crazy. All right, let me keep going. Civil arrest warrants. Okay, so the lawmakers who were at the session, this would have been yesterday, passed a motion authorizing the House Speaker to issue civil warrants for the arrest of Democrats who did not attend. Speaker Dustin Burrows said he signed them and was working with Texas law enforcement to locate members. However, legal experts say the civil arrest warrants are likely unenforceable outside of state lines. Most of the lawmakers fled to Democratic-led states, New York, Illinois, and Massachusetts. Okay. And then looking ahead, there's another point. The chamber will reconvene 1 p.m. That would be today, according to Burrows. Lawmakers are meeting under a special session that can last for only 30 days, and the current session will end August 19th. All right. And another couple points here. Some Democrats who left the state. All right. State Representative John Boosie said today that he and other Democrats are running into the fight to stand up for democracy rather than running away from it, because that's what folks were trying to say. State Representative James Tallarico said he's fighting for his constituents and that if law enforcement arrests him, he will go peacefully. State Representative Linda Garcia said she is not worried about the threats and that she was hired by the people in her district to do what is in their best interest. Okay, the wider implications, it says other Republican-led states are considering following Texas's lead as Democratic governors weigh their options to retaliate with their own mid-decade redistricting efforts. So again, here we are. Q. You saw this coming. I don't really know how else to say it. This is a scary thing. This is probably one of the scarier things that we've ever covered. I hope it's not as bad as I know it is, or it doesn't end up as bad as I know it could. That's probably the right way to say it, but this feels crazy to me. Your thoughts here?
In the last segment, we listened to MAGA supporters find a way to do the mental gymnastics to support and defend their president no matter what. Mm-hmm. And just like with that story, I would just like for listeners to imagine if Barack Obama was saying those same things, how that exact same room of people, same exact audio, but Barack's voice would have responded. And I want you to take that same mind state and imagine if a Democratic governor not only did the same thing, but then threatened to have everyone who disagreed with him arrested. And then the other lawmakers go into action to make that happen. Because people have always said ridiculous things about people they don't like. But once upon a time, we could have shrugged them off as ridiculous. Except the new administration has made a normal thing of weaponizing the people against your political enemies. And now that checks and balances don't exist anymore, weaponizing the government and law enforcement and the military against people who disagree with you. So Ramses, you say this is the scariest thing. This isn't scarier than sending the Marines to protesters.
Oh, I said one of the scariest things. One of the scarier things, but yeah, it's a scary time.
Scary time, I agree with. This being one of the scariest things. We've been paying too much attention for that to be how we feel. My children can't go to school without being afraid that they might, you know what I mean? Like this, yeah, this is scary that lawmakers might have to face law enforcement, but it's not more scary than someone who looks like you or I walking down the street and a man in a mask and a tactical vest and an assault rifle, maybe law enforcement, maybe not, can just ride up, snatch them. People can be there, witness it and won't do anything, can't do anything, scared to do anything, don't want to get arrested themselves. Kind of like this is par for the course now. Everything is scary. This is what I've been saying for months. All of it, it's very scary. None of it is normal. None of it is, hey, let's just go to work tomorrow. And that's what I'm saying. This hyper-normalization of what's going on, all of it should be terrifying. All of it. This is not new rhetoric. This is not a new strategy. This is not a new way of thinking. This is not a new way of Republicans expressing their dissent to anybody who doesn't think or act or believe exactly as they do. Like I keep saying, they are all aligned on doing, saying, reacting to, putting forth legislation that's all in the exact same line. Mm-hmm. Project 2025 was a playbook. They all got all 900 million pages of it, and they are all following it to a letter, all of them. Meanwhile, Kamala wasn't black enough. Barack didn't do enough specifically for black people. And the list goes on and on and on of the nitpicks and the scrutiny and the cannibalization of each other that we do. Finding the one thing wrong with each other and the one thing wrong with each other's beliefs. And I don't like the church you go to. I don't like the person you want to marry. I don't like the books you let your kids read. That's all of us on the same team, quote unquote. Those that oppose us, that's none of that. They are unified on their mission. The same talking points, the same responses to dissent, the same playbook, the same everything. That's how they can break the law out loud in front of everybody on tape and nothing happens. Because they've promoted, elected, and organized people who all have the exact same agenda. And they're all moving forward with that agenda. So here we are.
Yeah. What's funny is because I hear in my mind's ear Malcolm X's voice saying that, we're not outnumbered, we're out-organized. And, to your point about all of them being able to lean into the cognitive dissonance and the rationalization that they do, despite knowing that it's poor decision making. They got that figured out, and the rest of us, we're looking for perfection. They're looking for a justification for the wrong decision, I guess.
You stole the words out of my mouth.